Hey, we are Cover Drive,
and you're watching MOBO TV, so make sure you subscribe now. Our new single, Love Junkie, is the first single off of our second album, which we've been working on really hard for the past year. It comes out on the 27th of July in the UK.
Single, that is.
The single, yeah. And we're really excited about it because this is a song that we've done almost everything in-house. Actually, everything in-house.
Everything in-house.
It was written, I wrote it and co-wrote it with our manager, and T-Ray did the production on the track. And the video, if you check out the video online, Cover Drive Love Junkie, search for it. The video of that track actually was shot and directed by the bassist in our band. So we're really excited for the release of this song.
Our creative process as a group, normally I would have some sort of musical idea and I'd, put it into my computer and my Logic, and then I send it over to Amanda and my mom, and they would start writing melodies, and then we'll figure out chords together on acoustic guitar.
And it works in reverse the same way too. Sometimes we'll have a song idea, like a lyric idea or a melody idea, and we'll say, Tyra, this is a really cool idea, you can check this out, and he'll listen and he'll add music to it. But it's all a very collaborative process. We just feel like four minds are better than one. So we definitely collaborate on most things we do.
How did we get together? Well, Amanda used to babysit me back in the day, believe it or not. Jamar and I, the bassist and I, were the same age. Barbados is a very, very small island, so
tiny.
Very tiny. So we knew each other automatically. My mom managed Amanda from the time she was 15, and our guitarist Barry.
Yeah, and so we kind of were just friends for a long time, just kind of hanging out. I was always at his house, of course, and what happened was, since we're all into music, Tyra's mom, our manager, she just suggested, she said, why don't you guys just stop wasting your time and start a band? And that's what we did almost 4 years ago now.
And the name came about, my dad, our co-manager, he loves cricket. Cricket's our national sport in Barbados. And a cover drive is an excellent shot. And he said, we strive for excellence. And my dad's a hench dude, so you don't really argue with him.
No, there's no arguing with
his
dad.
So the name stuck.
It was the best option.
Yeah, our names were pretty bad. Like, we had what? We were going to be called All Black.
We had the Wicked. We had
Atlantic Transaction, Drive 34. We're not very good at band names.
So Cover Drive was the best name.
Yeah.
Touring with Rihanna, that was a huge deal. It wasn't actually a tour. We actually were the opening act for her first major show in Barbados. And it was also our first show ever. And it was funny because it was in front of an audience of 25,000 people.
Not just any audience, an audience of Bajans.
Yeah, so we were very nervous, I'm not gonna lie. Also because you're opening for the biggest star in the world, we were super nervous.
And your home country.
Yeah, we had never played on stage before, and anyway, once we finally got on stage, it was one of those moments where it's a defining moment where you decide if this is what you're going to do for the rest of your life or not. And it was that moment where there was no going back. We just had a great time. We'll never forget that connection, that experience, the energy that you feel between the audience and the stage. And that's something that we've just loved ever since. And after the show, we had the honor of meeting Rihanna.
Well, it wasn't really a meeting. It was more of a guys embarrassing themselves while Amanda talked to Rihanna. But, it was cool.
Tyra managed to say I'm melting. That was all
I thought that saying I think I'm melting would make me look cute in her eyes, but no, didn't work out.
The MOBO category for reggae and dancehall, I think is extremely important.
Definitely.
Reggae music is the kind of music that never goes out of style. It's always...
we're a little bit biased, but we say that reggae is the best genre.
Reggae and Caribbean music is...
Just the best genre.
It's always
the
awesome.
Coolest.
I don't think anyone ever gets tired of it. That's the truth. I could be being biased, but I don't think it does. And I think that the MOBOs acknowledging that is really a big deal for us. We like that, and we respect it, especially because I know that London and the UK, generally speaking, has a lot of Caribbean
very diverse.
And I think it's great that it can be recognized alongside the R&B and pop because it's just as important as anything else.
Which artist should we be looking out for? Should you be looking out for?
Coming out of the Caribbean.
Well, first off, us.
Cover Drive.
Look out for us. There's another very successful Caribbean band named Kesta Band.
Yeah.
They're awesome.
Yeah.
And in terms of Caribbean genre, like reggae sounded music, we recently discovered this band called Magic.
They're not from the Caribbean though.
But they do reggae music.
They do really great reggae music. But
they're awesome.
Yeah, Caribbean music, sometimes a lot of the artists do very Caribbean specific music, like a lot of soca and a lot of calypso. And so around our carnival and crop over time, you'll hear that music a lot. But it's not the type of music that crosses over a lot. So, but if you're into Caribbean music and you're a fan, you should definitely check out just type in hop over 2014 or something, you'll see tons of songs that come up from.
You might even see Amanda in the video.
You may. What's coming up for us as a group for the rest of the year?
We are currently on an 84-date U.S. university tour.
Yeah, and it's been crazy, very exciting, exhilarating, very fun.
So we're going back to that. We're going to finish our second album, which should be out this year.
And I guess what we're most excited about at the moment is the release of Love Junkie.
Yep.
That's the first single off our new album. We're just really pumped about that. Who inspired me personally? No Doubt is my favorite, all-time favorite band. I love Gwen Stefani, so they're my biggest inspiration. And I think for the band too, they really inspire us musically.
Me personally, I was inspired by my parents. Both of my parents have been in bands and performed and traveled in bands. And I got the opportunity to see my father perform when I was 15 years old for the first time. And how he commanded the audience and his stage presence and his energy, and just, I saw how much he loved it, and that really solidified that I actually want to do this as well.
And also we've had the privilege of working with Eddie Grant. I don't know if you know him. He did the song Electric Avenue.
Rock down to...
He's a legend. He's a rock star, and he lives in Barbados, and he happens to be T-Ray's mom's best friend's dad. So when we started the band, he kind of took us under his wing, and he helped us to just become better. He would run our rehearsals for us, and he's a huge inspiration. He has so much wisdom and so much experience in this business, and he really inspires us. He's still touring, and he's in his 60s, so that's a huge inspiration for us, and he just helps us to get better every single time we see him. He has some piece of advice or some wisdom.
We call him Rasta Yoda, essentially. Our advice for aspiring artists. So I know you have some, but let me start.
Yeah, that's fine.
Don't be afraid to be different, because if you're trying to model your career, model your sound, model how you are as an artist after somebody else, chances are that artist you're modeling after can do it a lot better than you can. So I'd say don't be afraid to stand out, to be yourself, to, be weird, because weird is cool.
Weird is cool. We're a little weird, actually.
Just a little bit,
It's good. It's all good. And I would say, there are a few things I would say. One of the most important ones I would say is to remember this, that without dreams, your reality never changes. Your reality is what it is. Everyone says. But when you have a dream, you have a vision for your life. And if you really go after it, you can change that reality. You can make it anything you want it to be.
And you'll get to it.
And you'll get there, because hard work really does pay off. Hard work and sacrifice. And that's what this business takes. A lot of hard work and sacrifice. And it's not something you can take lightly. You have to really love what you do. You have to be really passionate about it. You'd be willing to put everything else on hold just for this. And if you're willing to do that, you should totally just go after it. Another thing that Eddie Grant also shared with us once was to never do anything out of fear. He says, don't be afraid, because once you're afraid, you're usable, you're vulnerable. If you're afraid of not being successful, if you're afraid of, if you're afraid of anything, you're almost willing to do anything to not have that happen, if you get what I'm saying. So he always says to never be afraid, no fear, just do what you have to do, because if you are afraid, you're